to Bambi's arm in an attempt to prevent her from, she collapsed. Bambi's gaze was wide with astonishment. She heaved her chest. The anger that is now turned into remorse, anxiety, and anything far more harmful than incredulity. I didn't intend to. I was unaware that she was intending to. Although her voice broke, it was too late. 2 security personnel stepped forward, attempting to yank her away. The third producer let out a loud cry into his headset. "Call HR and get legal right away." Mommy D, who had observed from the vicinity of the corner as her phone is currently filming, came in and told you all, in typical dramatic fashion. She claimed to be a loose cannon. She shook her head. None of you listened. You all allowed her to use secrets to develop a brand and heartwarming tales. Now listen to her voice, sliced like a scalpel through the confusion, and every syllable made Bambi wince. Paramedics Tasha K was brought out on a stretcher. Her eyes opened and closed in quick succession. Once more the cameras continued to roll. Someone said, "This is going to shatter." Internet producer retorted, "We're going to get sued first." However, despite this, Erica Mena continued to publish. She saw a grainy video of the aftermath. Narrative in a matter of minutes. Simply captioned, #LH. Ow, she really did it. And simply in that sense, the story was out of their palms. Social media took off. Twitter was ablaze. TikTok has previously turned the shouts into a popular song. Sound, Bambi yelled once more. Tasha K in the medical facility. LHL commits a crime. The hash accumulated more quickly than damage control might be tried. #Bambi assault. #J Fortish's justice. #H hospitalgate. #the worst person. #fired for scrap a run actual. In a meeting room on the building's opposite side, executives sat still. "We must pull," one said, "her contract," alluding to Bambi. Someone else gave a headshake. Not yet. Watch to see whether Tasha files charges. First, the video is still ours. A lawful the representative bent forward. Should that video be leaked prior to stating anything? We're examining the responsibility of corporations. This is more than a cast battle. This is an attack. On film. There was another voice. Well, what about Scrappy? He'll walk if she's not. They're quiet. Everyone was aware that he had one foot out the door. In the meanwhile, Bambi sat by himself, head and knees, in a side hallway, swaying a little. Spice squatted next to her. "What were you contemplating?" she muttered, her tone piercing but not considering. "Girl, you can't strike people. Particularly not while the cameras are rolling." Bambi raised her head, smudged mascara, inhale shuddering. "My life was devastated by her. She said lies. She caused everything to become viral. I broke. All I wanted was for her to stop." At first, Spice didn't reply. Then she said, "And now you may have stopped yours." That phrase struck like a Bambi, felt a brick in her gut. Her mobile buzzed repeatedly. PR representatives were absent. Calls, fans' demands, and blogs that tag her responses. But Scrappy didn't call, not even a message. At the hospital again, Tasha K was lying in a peaceful room, connected to a little concussion and a monitor it required sutures. However, worse than that, the chance, a creator from her crew showed up with a camera. You certain you want to record this?" he inquired. Tasha squinted her eyes. "Absolutely. This marks the start of my next series. The truth is painful." She gave a little smile. "Obtain the camera is rolling. Let's be honest with them." Narrative, in a few of ours, a dimly lighted hospital, the video went live. Hi everyone. I'm doing okay. I won't lie though. I've never been afraid of as I did today, living my life on set. Bambi went too far. Additionally, I'll be pressing fees. The comments came flooding in, outrage and support. The internet took sides at once. Tasha, some said agitated her. Others insisted that Bambi be dismissed, imprisoned, or canceled. It was that Tasha was already making money from the circus. When Bambi returned to her residence, the walls felt as though they were getting closer. The manager, was shouting on the speakerphone. "You must go live, apologize, and cry if you must express regret." Damage, although control is necessary, Bambi couldn't even comprehend what she was thinking. The reality hadn't set in. Not quite. Not till Tasha K's video from the hospital struck her feed. Additionally, Tasha stated her skin crawled at something. "You can strike me, attempt to harm me, yell, and I'm still standing, darling, even if I'm crying. As well as your secrets, you believed I was over revealing you. I have just started." That was it. Bambi lost her temper once more, but this internal time, her remorse turned into fury. She continues to twirl it, however, generating revenue. She continues to portray herself as the saint. She walked around the living area, breathing heavily. Then she halted. If she has a war, if she wants one, she isn't the just one that has video, not the sole one with invoices. Her thoughts were racing. Older screenshots, messages that have been removed, discussions with producers, perhaps even evidence that Tasha K fabricated some of the reveal to become very popular. Furthermore, if it wasn't, there were enough other secrets. Not just regarding Tasha, the network, about Mama D and the promises made by producers, drama in return for protection. You still with me? I called Spice. Then there was a pause. I'm not against you, Spice said, but you'd best be aware of what you're doing isn't simply a battle no more. This is a conflict area in VH1. They quickly tidy the house when liability appears. Bambi's mouth tightened. I'll then burn the entire demolish the home. Before I allow them to destroy me. The following evening, an unidentified email arrived in a Top's inbox blogger for enjoyment. Line of subject. The truth regarding Tasha K unseen video. Covert transactions and the arrangement you didn't look. The blogger went the following morning, live. I recently received a Dropbox connection that left me speechless. There is video. From the clip for makeup, it displays Tasha K giggling when discussing with a producer what will make Bambi go crazy when she notices this. It was referred to be a perfect takedown. This wasn't journalism. It was instrument. Abruptly, the tide began to turn once again. Supporters were perplexed. Who was the true antagonist? Who was the puppet master? Was Bambi aggressive? Or was it content that angered her? Mama D returned the clap with a post, I'm not interested, which receipts appear. My child has almost went crazy due of the woman. Don't defend her because she's now exposed. Erica Mena made a mysterious send a tweet. This is always more profound than you all understand. And tenacious, yet quiet. However, he was reportedly filming the following day, was a confessional. His perspective on the narrative in its unadulterated state. Behind the scenes, lockdown was implemented on VH1, attorneys were summoned, video was being examined, the producers were requested to give up their phones. One insider told a blogger, in a whisper, this may be the current season's conclusion. We may be the target of litigation from all sides. If those Tasha messages that were released it's not only her departing, really, down. Just as the dust was starting to Bambi sat in front of her ring to settle, pale, barefaced, grieving, and resolved. She ran her finger across the press. The Go Live button. This time, she said in a whisper, they'll hear my truth. Everything. She clicked. The fit screen sprang to life. Viewers poured in. The audience, the next phase of the conflict had begun. The comments came in quicker than she could process them. Could handle it. Bambi sat quietly in her brightly illuminated apartment, staring at the screen while thousands of people watched her live in a matter of seconds. No editing, no glam, the firestorm, a hoodie, and her alone, she was going to enter. You all desire to listen to me, she murmured quietly, her eyes dark and intent. Then take a seat, close heck up, and let me to share it with you. Rough. Her tone faltered a little, but not out of fear. Watch it. Nice since I arrived. This time, be ready. She came up with a screen share during the live event and started looking through screenshots and texts from Tasha K's own producers, guaranteeing exclusive protection, even suggesting that she would become the kind person if she provided them with what they had to have, scrappy. However, it didn't stop there. The next one was voice notes, included Tasha K, stating, observe, the truth. The truth is dull. You see, I need drama. To make it through this episode, give me something useful, please. There was a small crackling in the audio, but the comment's purpose was very evident. She set you up. This section erupted is against the law. I knew Tasha was untidy, but however, not everyone was persuaded. How do we know this? Where is the date stamp? You hit her even though it wasn't edited. That was what Bambi anticipated, and she had an answer. Prepared. You may sit here and question everything you like, but remember that she ended at a medical facility following her use of the truth to ruin the life of a mother. This situation is devoid of saints. Just surviving, Tasha across the city, Kay remained in her medical bed, using an iPad to watch the live stream, fury simmering behind her. Bruises went live, her helper muttered. She's accusing you of being a manipulator. Tasha's mouth twisted as she played voice notes, into a sour grin, while she's taking the lure. I desired for this to be made public. I can now bring out the larger invoices. She gestured to her phone. The editing crew is prepared. We're releasing it tonight's second portion. Oh, and give my attorney. Let's formally announce it. Just Tasha K uploaded her own a few hours later. Update, dramatic music that is heavily produced. Loads of Bambi's tearful videos, and the bolded sentence said, "The truth vs. the her caption. She struck me, then thirst. She misled me. Here's the whole tale. Uncut, and I am indeed filing charges. The film from the body cams of the on the day of the fight, the faces of security yelling to be quiet, and the as soon as Tasha was placed in the ambulance, this cannot be faked," she remarked. "On film, this cannot be spun. And you really can't get rid of it," she performed. Videos of Bambi yelling, edited adjacent to Bambi's previous live recordings in which she stated that she has no fear of anyone. The edit was ruthless, methodical, icy, and efficient. Social media quickly took sides once more. Team Tasha K, #sword. Pages with rumors and commentators merged the two live feeds into a single one. According to the YouTuber, it's like seeing a real-life court case is played out. Another said, "This ain't time. Hip-hop and love are out of style. This is a rule and hip-hop." Panic struck at VH1. The gag order was issued by the legal department for all of the actors. Several productions helpers were summoned to a locked door. Gatherings, there were rumors that the Bambi's confessionals had been removed by the network and was substituting neutral for them. Narration, then. One intern tweeted, "Swiftly removed. This is far larger executives are afraid of the show." Mama D, meantime, was enjoying a glass of wine in her living room, giggling while observing the entire disaster. At last, that girl destroyed itself. She shared on Instagram. Live followers, and she now wishes to cry foul. Bambi, please, had all the opportunities in the world to leave. She flung hands instead. Now, that she's being thrown out by the internet. However, the biggest surprise was when Scrappy posted once more, a picture of him in black and white face. Just a countdown timer with no caption 24 hours in advance. Fans were aware of that intended. At last, he was prepared to talk. The comments went wild. "Truth is what we need. Don't defend her. Please, tell us what took place off camera. Put the voicemail on hold. She abandoned you." That evening, Bambi was unable to go to sleep. Her phone lit up as she sat in bed, with texts every several seconds, hate, sympathy, and reposts. Spice dialed her. "Are you all right?" "No," Bambi's voice said. "Hollow, Scrappy's going to say something," Spice cautioned. "I am aware. You believe that he will possess your back?" "No," a lengthy silence. Additionally, he, not at all. Silently, tears streamed down her face. For the first time since this began. Bambi appeared less like a warrior and more like to someone entirely reversed. "I lost everything. Spice, my name, peace, my guy." Spice let out a sigh on the other end. "Then be really honest. Prior to his doing so, or you risk losing your legacy as well." The following day, Scrappy got online. He didn't shout. He didn't weep. He simply sat quietly, collectedly, but damaged. "This is not a matter of selecting sides." He started, "This has to do with closure. For my kid, for myself, and for all of you." He discussed Bambi's dishonesty. Concerning for how long did he think something wasn't yes, about the discussions they had off camera that was not included in the final cut. "I never asked for perfection," he said. Stated, "However, I requested the truth, and when I discovered the kid I believed to be mine, possibly not, I broke. I kept silent to shield her, but she took advantage of my quiet as a shield. She then launched an assault on someone for taking action that I was too scared to do. Ask questions." His advice was profound. He went on, "Don't hate Bambi. I'll never have animosity toward my child's mother, but I can't continue to act the part, and I'm quite certain cannot condone violence under any circumstances she's experienced." Then he concluded by saying, "I stayed put despite the fact that the scandal. I left after noticing the truth, and the pain was greater than the deception." The internet was taken aback. The video was millions of times. Additionally, that was the final nail in Bambi's coffin. The management issued a statement hours later, verifying that she had been formally VH1, dropped it. The legal team of Tasha K charged with assault on the same day. Mommy D released a branded wine to honor, called Truth Juice. Now, Bambi was quiet. No tweets, no lives, and no remarks. Only a vanishing existence on all platforms. However, behind the sceneries, she continued to observe, still gathering, still determining whether or not her next move would be a final or a resurgence. Admission: the ensuing quiet Scrappy didn't lead a tranquil life. It was to daughter, this is who I protect. The caption reads, right now, nor plot points, nor sides, simply the truth. You guys quarrel with each other. Scrappy bowed out in an instant. The following day, the really mayhem started. A leak not from Tasha or Bambi, but from an unruly factory worker who dropped a time-stamped, unedited clip. Behind-the-scenes footage of Tasha K giggling beside the producers. The sound was evident. She will blow out when she notices this edit. Excellent. That's what we necessity. Get her losing it on camera. You all desire drama. I'll bring it. She believes her friend is me. Take a look. The video became popular in less than an hour. Abruptly, Tasha K was more than simply a contentious figure. She was involved in the crime. She was pulled by blogs. Admirers shared images of her with a match in her hand over a writing drenched in gasoline. One, according to a popular post, so, we canceled Bambi over an incident in which she was supposed to intervene. Tasha's group quickly released a statement, pointing the finger at caustic and unclear editing discussions that have been taken out of context. But the harm was already done. Marketers withdrew from her recent spin-off. Her legal action delayed in court against Bambi as the fresh videotape was evaluated by the judge. Even VH1 spoke a hesitant, ambiguous statement. We are reviewing their internal procedures and casting morals. We don't support automated manipulation that puts cast members. Just that line illuminated that the internet is burning. Manipulation that is scripted. They acknowledged it. Bambi initially weeks worth of time spent on Instagram and uploaded a single slide. White backdrop, black text. The truth always pierces deeper than the first lie. Then there was quiet. Above, the consequences developed over the following few weeks. Similar to a rope that is unwinding, Tasha K was quietly dropped off